Stephen Brown, BBC Radio Kent.
Well, it's time now for some more isolation inspiration. Talking to people around the county who are up to wonderful stuff. Shannon Reid is a maker and speaker about creativity for wellness. You're on the line now. Hiya, Shannon. How are you getting on? You okay?
Good afternoon, Stephen. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
All good this end, actually. You're having a lot of fun with the good music today. It's been a lot of fun.
Very nice. I've been listening in, and it's lovely.
Yeah, I just said about the da-da-da-das at the end of that song.
Yeah.
Is that it to you?
Yeah,
one of those ones?
I got it too.
Yeah, it's going to be stuck in your head, isn't it? It's one of them. Oh dear.
Be.
Oh, it's one of those songs.
For sure.
Good though. Good fun. How have you been, Shannon? You keeping and coping all right during all this lockdown stuff?
Yeah, I think I have been very fortunate in my situation that being and working at home in this style hasn't changed that much for me. In fact, I've got more people in my day-to-day life than I usually would, with having a husband working from home and children working from home, not being at school and so on. So, and as much as it is horrific and very traumatizing time for the entire world, I feel like there are a lot of upsides, and that I have been lucky enough to benefit from them, being able to be with the family and engage my creativity and use that to support people and support myself in this time, and to slow down and really have a chance to reset, or whatever that might be. Just have a look and see what life is about. Yeah, for someone like me who likes to ponder, it's quite a nice time.
Yeah, well, you say it's been very important, I think, for people, as you said, to sort of reset and maybe evaluate where they're going with things, work and stuff like that. It's small blessings, I suppose, that come out of it all. So Anna, who does the show usually, obviously I'm stepping in today, has told me that you go wild swimming. You've been out wild swimming in Kent. Does that just mean you jump into ponds and have a splash about and swim? What does that mean?
Oh, just like big puddles, really. No, we've had a few swims in the River Medway, and have been delightfully surprised with how adventurous and off the beaten track we've been able to be, especially on the very hot days that we had last week. We found a secret little spot that nobody else was at except for a few cows, and we managed to have some time, just the four of us, jumping into rivers. It was so adventurous and wonderful. And also, there's the mum factor there as well. It's like, don't jump in until you've checked out everything that's there. And I know that we were there the other day, but please go and check it out again in case the branches have moved. All the stuff was going on.
The safety side. Mum, the safety warden.
I don't want to cast any illusions that I am this chilled back who we just go and attack the countryside. I was brought up in the countryside, so it's, for me, nothing new. And my family was quite impressed with my cow herding skills when the cows came down to have a drink, and they were like, oh, real townies. They were proper, cows, and I was like, okay, look, just stand up, make yourself big, shoo, be gentle. So I have the nickname of being a cow whisperer now.
Yeah, well, that's pretty cool. It sounds like a superhero or something. The cow whisperer. I know that Anna, as I say, who does the show, would be fine around cows and things like that. I'm always a bit cautious around things like that because I haven't had the experience of being around animals certainly that big. Cats, fine. With dogs, they're all right. I was very scared of dogs as a young kid, and got chased by a sausage dog once. Yeah,
they move very quickly, don't they? And when you're a child, they're almost as big as you. So, it's like a cow for an adult, really.
Yeah, but I was chased by a sausage dog, which are not terrifying, are they?
Story.
Yeah. I remember falling over and it just licked me, and my sister has never let me forget. But we'll move on. So tell us a little bit about what you've been up to then, Shannon, because I know you do these sort of creative conversation workshops, don't you? Tell us a little bit about all this.
Yes, before lockdown, I was gathering women to have time for themselves in the evening to come, and so often we can go along to creative courses, crafting or make, in sort of courses with the intention of, yes, learning a new skill, but underneath, really, it's about connecting with like-minded people. And I really wanted to let people own this objective that they have, rather than it being a secondary thing that comes out of it. I'd like people to be able to stand up and go, look, I really want to connect with people on a deeper level. And so we were able to do that in real life. We did that by, I'm a great fan of women's circles and women gathering together, and the power of being together and not trying to fix anything, just listening to each other. I have had a lot of experience with that. And then, so I wanted to combine that with my crafting, because I am a maker. I'm my company name is Mockingbird Makes, and I crochet and knit and make unicorns and cacti and rainbows and all the wonderful things that we like in our life, and pom-poms and all the rest of it. So I wanted to, and I have had a lot of experience with how making has supported my mental health. And so I wanted to be able to share the experience of working with our hands, with other people, combined with connecting with each other. So I created this event where we would gather in real life, and it was superb, absolutely more than I could have hoped for, and had rave reviews. It was wonderful. So then lockdown came very quickly, and so now I've converted it into online, where we can still meet virtually and still work with our hands. We don't stay online as much as we do in real life, because when we have Zoom calls and so on, our mind thinks that we're together with people, whereas our bodies don't get that same experience. So there's a bit of dissonance. So our bodies have to work very hard to manage this dissonance. So keeping the time online shorter is more helpful. And so we work on whatever you've got to bring with your hands, or you can rest. And the reason I say work with our hands is because when we breathe, when we breathe deeply and slowly, our body understands that we are safe. So while and it will bring us out of that fight or flight sort of response that we have, and back into a rest and digest time. And when we work with our hands, that is amplified, because those messages go to our brain and allow us to really come into relaxation more. And when we're in heightened stressful times like we are now, especially when it's running on and on and on in the background of our minds,
absolutely,
doing consciously choosing to relax ourselves is really, really important, so that we can make more of an effort to do that. And it's really popular, and it's really fun, and it fills my heart with joy to be providing these services for people. It's wonderful.
So where can people go and check all the stuff that you do out there? Where should they go to access this?
I think the simplest way would be to, in any search engine, pop Mockingbird Makes, and you'll find me there. Or if you're on Instagram, that's pretty much where I live. And so I am Mockingbird _makes on Instagram, Mockingbird _makes on Instagram. And you can find out about my courses and my makes and my Etsy store, and subscribe to my newsletter for all things wellness. And so on. Yes.
You're a very busy person, so I'll let you go on with everything. But it's been a pleasure chatting to you and learning all about it. I had no idea what a speaker and maker about creativity for wellness would entail, but it's brilliant work that you do. So thanks for coming on and sharing it with us.
Thank you, Stephen, for having me on. Take care.
And you. That's Shannon Reed, as I said, maker and speaker about creativity for wellness. Search Mockingbird Makes, of course, Instagram and things like that online. You'll be able to find out all about what Shannon does. Great work indeed.